This is Don Zico with part 2 of my of another Warhammer battle report against Lizardmen. We're going to jump into the action on Lizardmen turn 3. So let's see. In his movement, he doesn't have a whole lot going on because his two remaining Saurus blocks are locked in close combat. He's going to move around a unit of Chameleon Skinks on his right flank to shoot at my Dark Riders. He'll rally his chameleons and his skink priest in the center of the map in front of my warriors, and he's going to move his salamanders around to try and shoot at my Dark Riders and my Cold One Knights. Then for his magic phase, I've got a picture up of the Salon, both because he's really the whole show and because Lore of Life tends to be kind of hard to visualize. But anyway, he gets a decent power dice roll. I think he gets 8 dice this time. And he's going to successfully cast Throne of Vines, Earthblood, that'll give his Temple Guard a regeneration save, Shield of Thorns on his Salamanders, and Awakening the Wood on my Warriors, which will kill, I think, something like 3 of them. Then in his shooting phase, his Chameleon Skinks are going to kill all but one of my Dark Riders. His Salamanders are going to take some shots at my Dark Riders and Cold One Knights. They'll kill one of the Knights and 2 of the Dark Riders, but fortunately neither unit panics. And that brings us to close combat. So let's see, I'll start with the good news for the Lizardmen. My Battle Standard Bearer was left, at the end of the last combat, was left without his Manticore, fighting an entire unit of Saurus Warriors. He only had, I think, a 3+ armor save or something like that, and so lots of strength 4 attacks kill him. But then my Hydra and my and my Dragon Rider are in combat with his Temple Guard, and they kill something like 10 of them between all their regular attacks, War Stomp, the handlers, etc., etc. And that's even with a 4+ regeneration save on the Temple Guard. So on to Dark Elf turn 3. I'm going to start by charging his Skink Shaman and his Chameleon Skinks that are in the middle of the table with my Warriors. They're both going to flee and they're both going to get away. And I'm also going to charge my Dark Riders into his Saurus Warriors and my Cold One Knights into his Salamanders. Now, even though I got a flank charge, this is a pretty dumb charge with the Dark Riders, but I needed to do it in order to get the Dark Riders out of the Cold One Knights' way so that they would be able to resolve their charge against the Salamanders. Because at the beginning of the turn, they had line of sight to the Salamanders, but not a clear path, and they would only be able to to make it if the Dark Riders charged something else first. I don't have a lot of other movement, but my Shades do move up so that all of them will get a shot at his remaining Skink Shaman. And I didn't have any magic, so in my shooting phase, they will kill the Shaman. My Crossbowmen are going to do some shooting at his Chameleon Skinks out on the flank. They'll kill, I think, something like 3 of them. Then in close combat, my Cold One Knights are going to do a bunch of wounds to the Salamanders, and they're not steadfast, so they'll be broken and run down, and I'll pursue them off the board. His Saurus Warriors are going to kill all 3 of my Dark Riders, which is pretty much what I expected, but I think still worthwhile. And in close combat, my Dragon and Hydra are going to kill a few more of his Temple Guard, but there's still an awful lot of the unit left. And that's all the regeneration. The 4+ regeneration is just really making it difficult to put a lot of damage on it. So on to Lizardmen turn 4. In movement, really the only significant thing that's going to happen is that his Saurus Warriors are going to charge my my Spearmen. On the theory that 30 of my dudes can beat something like 14 or 15 of his, even though they're way better, I held, or at least I figured that I could keep them pinned down long enough for my Cold One Knights or my Hydra to come in and help. Beyond that, he doesn't really have a lot of movement. And then in Magic, the Lizardman player, he has another good phase. He gets 11 dice, and with that, he's going to cast every spell in the lore except for Throne of Vines, which is already up, and the Dwellers Below. So specifically, he's going to cast Regrowth on his Temple Guard to get several of them back. He's going to cast Awakening the Wood on my Shades, and he's going to cast Shield of Thorns on his Saurus Warriors. But really crucially, I save all of my dice, and I use my 1 Dispel Scroll to stop Earthblood and Flesh to Stone. So his Temple Guard coming out of this magic base don't have any magical buffs at all. Then his shooting is fairly uneventful. He'll just finish off my Dark Riders with his Chameleon Skinks. And in close combat, his regular Saurus warriors are going to do a number on my warriors, but they will be steadfast, so they won't break. And then, crucially, his unbuffed Temple Guard are just going to get mauled by my Dragon and my Hydra. I'm going to reduce the unit down to 3 and the Slann. And they do pull off a combat reform, but it's looking pretty bad for them. Now, I don't have a lot of pictures left, but going into my turn 4, I'm going to charge the flank of his Temple Guard with my unengaged warrior block. And my Coldwell Knights are going to start moving around to threaten the rear of his Saurus warriors. Nothing's going to happen in magic, and in shooting, I guess I kill some of his Chameleon Skinks. But really, there's not a lot of left on the board for the Lizardmen besides these 2 units of Saurus. And really, the next picture here is the end of the game. As you can see, it's 3 Temple Guard against 2 big monsters and a whole block of like 30 Dark Elves. We rolled it out, even though I don't have pictures for it. The Temple Guard were wiped out, the Slann broke and fled and was run down. And at that point, my opponent conceded, so that's the game. Yeah, it's interesting. This is my second game that I've done reports for against the Lore of Life Slann list, and this is what I was playing against here. Isn't the really optimized version of it? Like the skink priests are just totally useless. There are never enough dispelled ice for them to function, and there are a few other things that he probably wanted to change. And I did get lucky with the Lore of Metal against his Salamander. Excuse me, against his Stegodon, but. I think that I've about figured out the way to beat this, and it very much involves having things that are fast, that hit very hard, and that you can concentrate against the Temple Guard, and then to bring just enough magic defense that you can reasonably reliably stop him on 1 turn from casting Regrowth and Flesh to Stone. Because Temple Guard are mean, but it's possible to kill them if they're only toughness 4 and with a 4+ armor save. If they're toughness 8 with regeneration and a 4+ armor save, it's just not going to happen. So I was pretty reasonably happy with how this game turned out. I don't think I'm going to go forward with this monster list, mostly just because I like having magic of my own. But I'm feeling a lot less intimidated by 8th edition Lizardmen than I was. Anyway, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and there should be a couple more reports going up pretty soon.